The quality of your product photos when trying to sell items on pretty much any online selling platform is probably one of the most important factors in generating interest in that item. Having a high quality, clear, and distraction-free product photo will likely get your item more clicks and in turn lead to more sales. So today I'm going to go over the 5 things you should start doing right now to improve the quality of your product photos when selling online. What is up, you guys? My name is Josh. I go by Hairy Tornado here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and I've been a full-time online reseller and YouTuber for about 1.5 years now, and I think my product photos when selling online is one part of my business that I'm most proud of. I personally sell my items on eBay, but whether you're selling on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, Depop, or any of the other multitudes of online selling platforms, having good product photos is definitely one of the most important factors in getting those items sold. So today, let's go ahead and jump into 5 things you should start doing right now as a new online reseller to increase the quality of your product photos. Number 1 is going to be aspect ratio. This is basically like the shape and measurement of the photos that you're taking when taking photos of your products. Generally for eBay, you're going to want to take your photos in a 1:1 aspect ratio. This means that you will be taking square photos. If you take rectangular photos like your phone likely defaults to, it's not going to look great on the eBay selling platform. I'm not sure how Poshmark and Mercari do it, but I know on Facebook Marketplace they also stick with the square mode. So whatever aspect ratio your online selling platform prefers, make sure you're taking your photos in that aspect ratio. Number 2 is having a distraction-free background. eBay has come out in the past and said that they do prefer a white background for most product photos, but I've experimented with that in the beginning, and the paper that I was using behind my items to get that seamless white background just kept getting really dirty. So I actually switched to a wooden background, which was not white, obviously, but it was also not distracting. Like, my items on the wooden background still looked good. And my sales have not changed. I feel like my sales have probably actually increased since I changed from white to wooden. So eBay, yeah, they do say that a white background is important, and they have like a built-in feature on their app to let you go through and like remove the background and make it white, but I just haven't really messed with that. And again, my sales haven't really shown any changes. It's certainly not negative changes. Again, the most important thing is that your background, whatever you use, is not distracting. Just use wood or white or fabric or anything that doesn't distract from the product that you are showcasing in that photo. The third thing you can do to increase the quality of your product photos is to increase the quantity of your product photos. I've gone on many online listings for items that I want to buy that seem pretty promising at first, but when you click on the listing, there's only 1 photo or 2 photos, and both of them are bad. eBay allows you to add up to 12 photos to a listing, and I've seen people selling $400 golf clubs with only 2 photos. And I'm not gonna spend $400 on a golf club if I only see 2 photos. You might as well go ahead and just fill up all 12 slots with pictures, but you can never overdo it. Nobody's gonna not buy your item because you've added too many photos. It takes just a few extra seconds to add them, and I really think it's very important to increase the likelihood that that item will sell on eBay or any other marketplace. Make sure you're adding enough pictures to your listings to show any defects, multiple angles, any labels, anything. Just as many photos as you can possibly take of that item, add it to your listing. You can't go overboard. The more, the better. Number 4 is going to be camera quality, and this isn't a huge issue because it's 2021. Most people watching this video right now are probably going to have access to some sort of smartphone or camera that can take at least a 10 or 12 megapixel picture, which is totally fine for selling online in these days. But I think a lot of people maybe overthink this step. They see really nice product photos online and they think it's because of the camera. They think if I had a $1,500 camera or a $3,000 camera like that guy, I could take better photos. And I will go ahead and tell you right now, if you ask any photographer in the world, they will say that a good camera is not necessary to take a good picture. A good quality picture is more about lighting and your background and your aspect ratio and other features that go into a picture outside of the physical capabilities of the camera that you're using. Obviously, if you want to get a better camera and a better lens, you can improve your product photos later on, but if you're selling good items, you can take photos with an iPhone 6 and your items will sell. Again, it's more about the lighting and the background and the subject of the picture rather than the quality of the camera. So that'll let us segue nicely into part 5, which is gonna be lighting. Now, just like we talked about in the previous step about the camera quality, you also don't need super fancy lights to make a well-lit photo. The key to a well-lit photo is not the quality of the light, it's the number of light sources and the temperature of those lights. Anytime you're taking product photos, I would always recommend you have a daylight colored light. If you use a regular light bulb from your house, it could possibly be like that white LED daylight color, but a lot of people have the orangey warm tones of light bulbs. I've seen it on products online before and it looks terrible. So I'd always recommend, if you want to use something as just like those metal clamp lights from Home Depot that are like 10 bucks a piece, just put some daylight bulbs in those and clamp those to some poles or something. Have one from the front right, one from the front left. Both of those LED daylight colored lights shining at angles, front angles to your product is going to make a very shadowless product photo for you. Anytime you have just that one source of light, like just from the side or from the front, there's always going to be really harsh shadows cast on that item, and it's just not going to look very good. You can even take it a step further and have a light from above to get rid of any other shadows. The more light you have, the better, honestly. But again, it's really important to have at least 2 sources of daylight colored light going onto your product when you're taking your pictures. As I was filming that little segment to show you guys what these shoes looked like with 1 source of light versus 2 sources of light, I realized that I should probably show you what lights I use for lighting my photos. And I use these little LED panel lights. I know I just said you could get those metal lights with the daylight bulbs, but by the time you buy 2 metal lights and the daylight bulbs, you're probably gonna be spending like 25 to 30 bucks anyway. And these are way better and only slightly more expensive. These are on Amazon for like $50 and you get 3 of them. Each one is a small LED panel. It's they like plug in, so they're USB plugs, so you can plug them into a power bank or one of those like power bricks for your cell phone. They're daylight colored. They don't change to yellow. They're only white, so they look really good over here, and you get 3 of them for 50 bucks. So I have one over there that I use for like my flat lay photography down there on the ground, and then the other 2 stay over here. So I'll link these in the description of the video. Again, this is 50 bucks for 3 lights. I've used them for about 4 months now, and I absolutely could not recommend them enough. And there you have it, guys. That is my top 5 tips on how to improve the quality of your product photos when selling online. I know it's a pretty elementary video. If you've been selling online for any serious amount of time, you've probably figured all this out by now, but there are thousands of people getting into the reselling business and just getting rid of their personal items and wanting to sell them online. And anytime you want to do that, it's important to make sure you're doing the best job you can. And again, I think your product photo, the quality of that photo, especially the main photo, is really key to getting those clicks, getting the interest on your items, and eventually leading to that sale. So if you guys have learned anything in today's video, take a couple seconds and hit that like button down below. It's totally free. It really helps me out a ton. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below as well. My videos here on my YouTube channel are all about reselling on eBay and just kind of vlogging my whole process. If you guys are interested in following me along, and this is for some reason the first video of mine you've seen, go ahead and subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for watching. You're the best, and I'll catch you on the next one.